Welcome back to the Essentially You podcast. I am your host, Dr. Marisa Snyder, and I'm here to help you rock your hormones and feel great in your body so that you can reclaim more energy, vitality, and joy, and become the CEO of your health. Let's jump on in. Real talk. How would you rate your energy levels right now, or even over the course of the last week? Are you rocking some serious energy from sunup to sundown? Or do you find that your energy levels decline slowly throughout the day, especially 4 or 5 p.m. when you are hitting a wall? Now, I want to get a little bit more granular. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your energy levels right now? 1 being completely depleted and having a hard time functioning with everyday tasks. And 10 being that you are waking up with some serious rock star energy and everyone's trying to get a piece, right? Because it looks so good on you. And that energy continues throughout the day. Now, right now, if I were to rate myself today, I would rate myself at a 6. And let me tell you, I am so excited to bump that number up to a 7 or 8 in the next 30 days with some much needed uninterrupted sleep. Now that you've got your quick energy assessment and you've got your energy score, I want you to take a moment and imagine what it would feel like to experience a little bit more energy, like 20 to 30% more 30 days from now, like early June, right? That would look like a score of 5 moving up to a 7 in 30 days. What if that was possible? How would you feel with 30% more energy, especially when you need it most? Now, in my quest for more energy, and goodness knows it has been a everyday kind of quest, I have been fortunate to learn that you can regain energy by simply adding easy self-care rituals to your day with very little effort. Increasing our energy can be created by daily self-care habits and rituals, and it can be that simple. And as a side benefit, proper self-care can also help reduce anxiety and depression and can improve mood. It also can help avoid the stress overload and make you feel more calm in your day-to-day life, no matter what life throws at you. Now, your energy is a direct response to how you nourish your body each and every day. And I can speak from experience because there was a time when I ran so on empty that I honestly thought it would always be that way. And I don't know if you've ever experienced that yourself, where you've been so depleted, you never saw the way out onto the other side of the tunnel, right? And because I've been through that tunnel more than once, I know that it's possible. And when I thought about like what were the needle movers for me and for so many of the women that I supported, I came up with these 10 quick and easy ways to care for yourself to boost that energy, because I know you were probably caring for everyone else. So if you've ever been wanting to boost your energy by creating some simple yet effective daily rituals, this episode is for you. Now, without further ado, I want to get right into it. So number 1, and these aren't any particular order, it's just how I wrote them down, have my little notes, is to walk it out in nature. So go for a 30-minute walk by yourself several times a week to recharge. Now, one of my favorite times of the day to do this is in the morning or after dinner. Both are great. It just gives you that opportunity to really reset those circadian rhythms, help boost your metabolic function. And I'll tell you what, this is such a powerful, game-changing ritual and often very underrated. It is one of my 3 self-care commitments this spring. I'm doing this every single day while listening to a podcast or listening to music. And sometimes I'm even just doing it in silence to just clear my thoughts. And let me tell you, being out in nature does wonders for our stress levels and our blood sugar levels, especially after a meal. And these are both big players when it comes to boosting sustainable energy, which is what I want for you. Number 2, play your favorite song and get to dancing. Dance parties are so powerful. And this is one of the things that we love to do in our house pretty much multiple times a day. We do it when we wake up in the morning. We do it at breakfast. We do it at dinner. We do impromptu dance parties all the time in our house. And let me tell you, it is such a nice break. It just shakes things out. It moves all the stress and worries and whatever you're holding on to. And especially when it's music that you love, man, it instantly just boosts those happy neurotransmitters. And especially if you're dancing with somebody, you're boosting oxytocin as well, which is just such a feel-good hormone that we need more of. And it's so easy to just turn on that playlist. Number 3, go tech-free with a digital detox for the first hour of your morning or the last hour of your evening. That way you are focused on you. You know that phone has got only a bunch of people wanting things from you, right? From text messages to emails, to even Instagram DMs, whatever it may be, there are other people's agendas. And I don't know about you, but when I get into my phone, I get sucked into other people's agendas. I want to solve them. I get involved in those agendas. It's just the way I'm wired. And so I know myself. And I know that if I really want to focus on me, I do not touch my phone. It is off until I start my workday. Then I can start attending to everyone else's needs that are inside of my emails, text messages, all of that. And then the last part of the evening, right? You think about kind of setting your circadian rhythms up for success. It's getting rid of all that blue light. So whether you're wearing blue light blockers or you've got blackout curtains and you've got really dim lighting, all of this sets the tone for a boost in melatonin. Melatonin is washing and protecting those mitochondria. One of the most protective hormones that we have for mitochondria, which are literally our energy engines in every single cell in the body, is melatonin. We've always been under the impression that melatonin was a hormone specifically for sleep release from our pineal gland, but come to find out, mitochondria can make melatonin. I just learned this with Ari Whitten on the show. I just interviewed him, and it's just one of these groundbreaking revelations we've just learned. Huge. And the way that we can build more melatonin outside of supplementing is to lock in our circadian rhythms and dim those lights, turn off those electronics an hour before going to bed. This is huge for building sustainable energy. Number 4, I just did this before I recorded this show, is take a whiff of citrus essential oil. I have tangerine right in front of me. Oh, it smells so good. Grapefruit is great. Wild orange is great. And just do a 60-second breathing exercise, right? Where you're just breathing in that aroma. You are just bringing oxygen into your cells, loving up your body, taking a moment to reset, literally 60 seconds. I'd have a little timer or chime on my phone a couple times during the day where you grab that oil, take some deep belly breaths, and just really kind of shake it off and reset the system. You will literally feel like a new person right after that. Number 5, call or voice memo your besties for 2 to 5 minutes and just do a quick check-in. One of my besties literally just moved away last week, and she moved to Austin. And one of the things we committed to was a lot of voice memos. And that's what I love. I mean, one of my favorite forms of self-care that just energizes me up is I send little love note voice memos to all of my best girlfriends, just checking in on them, affirming how much I love them, just really talking them up. And what's so nice about a voice memo is they didn't have to answer the phone. They can listen to it whenever they want. And I can almost guarantee that if you send your best friend a voice memo, you're going to be getting a voice memo back later on that day with all kinds of goodness too. So just something to be thinking about. Also, on our voice memos, we'll do what we call a spring cleaning, where we just kind of dump whatever drama or yuck is going on in our life, just whatever we're feeling overwhelmed with. And we'll just say, hey, do you mind if I do a quick little spring cleaning for a minute and just let me dump on this? And it just feels so good to just purge it and get it out and then move it on through, right? Move that energy. And sometimes when you're able to say it and articulate it, it kind of dissolves itself. It's not charged like it was before you were able to share it. And that just frees up your energy as well. Like not holding on to that just can allow you to breathe. And wow, it is such a major energizer to get that off your chest. So another thing to think about when it comes to voice memos. Number 6, take 5 minutes to do a mindful meditation. I think mindful meditations are the way to go when it comes to having better relationships, communicating with our partners and our kids, showing up for people at work. The more mindful we can get, the more mindsight we can have. Just the more we come from a place of curiosity. We don't feel reactive. We don't feel as triggered. We don't feel as on edge. And one of my favorite apps for this is Headspace, because they have such quick and easy 2-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute meditations that are designed to reduce your stress levels, get you more focused and more mindful. And I think it's just a powerful tool set, especially when it comes to relationships and getting that little energy boost. Number 7, write down what you are grateful for and set your intention for 5 minutes in the morning or the evening. Now, I personally think the morning is the best time to do this because you can day set. You can what are my 3 rocks that I'm going to knock out today? What am I most grateful for today? And just the simple things, right? The sun is shining. I saw a butterfly. I have yummy food in the refrigerator. I get to hug my family. I get coffee in the morning. I get to go do what I do for a living, whatever it may be. Just riff on all the things that you're grateful for. And I always think focus on the last 24 hours. What am I most grateful for in the last 24 hours? Because it feels so potent. And one of the reasons why I created my daily self-care journal is to have a simple yet effective way to write out, literally to help you live your best life and honor your body. In this 5 minutes, you journal out your gratitudes, you journal out how you're going to nourish your body that day, the self-care that you're committed to that day, and then you set an intention for what you want your day to look like. And you also set up those 3 non-negotiables. These are the 3 things I'm going to knock off my list today. And you commit to it, you sign it. And there's something about that process of getting so clear on what you want. The world and life is happening for you, not to you. When you've got that clarity. When you don't have that clarity, anything can throw you off. Anything can be thrown your way. Life does happen to you. I've just learned this is one of the most powerful tools to just keep me super laser focused, to feel accomplished, to feel like just handling business. And I don't feel pulled all over the place because I'm so clear on what I want to do. And I think when you've got that clarity and you feel organized, you can just go and handle whatever you need to handle. And there's just a lot of less energy expended because of that. So it's something to think about. Now, I'm not going to lie, this journal that I created, because it only takes 5 minutes, has been such a game changer for so many women. I think we've had over 3,000 women use this journal to date. So if it's something that you want to take a look at, it's just a wonderful thing to add to your morning ritual. I'm going to have the link in the show notes to go and grab a copy. Number 8. Make yourself a tea or a decaffeinated, caffeine-free, adaptogenic drink in the evening before bed and sip on it while you get ready to wind down. I am literally recording this at night because that's the time I had to do this. And after I finish this, my treat is going to be my yummy adaptogenic cacao calm mix from a company called Living Ratio. The drink is cacao calm, but Organifi makes Organifi Gold, which is amazing. Rasa makes an amazing suite of coffee substitutes that are caffeine free, that are full of adaptogens. All of these are warm and yummy and creamy and delicious. I have them all at the house, but right now I'm obsessed with Living Ratio. And they just they're all sugar free and they're all designed to support your hypothalamic adrenal axis, to help calm the stress response system and just really sink in to self-care in the evening. It takes me literally 2 minutes to make these, whatever one I make, and it is the best part of my evening. It is it's when my body can just go, I can just relax, and it's just so delicious. Great way to end your night. Number 9, listen to a book on Audible or a podcast while getting ready for the day or winding down for the day, or when you're making dinner or cleaning the kitchen. I listen to Audible books when I'm pumping breast milk, when I'm getting ready for work, when I'm getting ready for bed. And honestly, any other time when I'm by myself and doing chores, or I'm in my car going and running errands, I get in where I fit in. And by just implementing it in my kind of doing chore time or running errands time or breast pumping time, I have listened to over 15 books this year by just listening to it, throughout while I'm handling my everyday mundane tasks. And I am all the wiser for it, right? And I've just really had such great experiences listening to these books. So something to consider as well. Podcast, book, whatever you love. And then last but not least, it's probably one of my favorites, is indulge in a dark chocolate meditation. This was number 10 for a reason, because I felt you know what? I wanted to just end on a strong note. This is a great mindfulness practice. Now, my favorite chocolate I talk about all the time is Hu chocolate or Evolve chocolate because they are more food than candy. I would say Evolve is even more food than candy, but Hu is just, it has a special place in my heart, Hu chocolate. I take a couple of the squares and I just let them melt in my mouth and really savor the texture, the flavor. Sometimes I do like a cashew butter one or a hazelnut one, or they've got, a vanilla crunch. The Hu chocolates are very like all different varieties. And so I just really just savor that texture. And I typically do this in the afternoon as my day is winding down. And oftentimes where I'm feeling like a little bit of, a slump, 3:00 in the afternoon or something like that. But I mean, getting where you fit in. I try to do it before 5 p.m. because I know I become a little bit more insulin resistant as the night goes by. And I'm still moving my body a lot in the afternoon. So the afternoon just feels like a really great spot for me. And it really feels like it's its own little moment. So you got my full on permission to go indulge in a dark chocolate meditation. Aim for 70% cacao if you can. There's so many polyphenols and benefits, antioxidants that really have side benefits to boot. Now, that is hands down my 10 self-care rituals that will boost your energy and restore your emotional and mental resilience. Now, my goal here always when I'm sharing this many tips is to just have you pick one or two that feel really good. Like, I don't know if you're committing to yourself this spring, like I'm committing to myself, but the ones that I am doing, I told you I'm doing the walk. I am writing in my journal every single day with my gratitude, and I'm listening to the books when I'm doing my everyday things, and then dance parties. I'm doing the big dance parties as well. And these are the major things. The other thing that I'm super committed to is supplementation. I had fallen off a little bit this winter after I had COVID. And so I just, it just kind of fell to the wayside. I wasn't taking all of my supplements like I used to. I was kind of taking my bare bone, but I just noticed my energy was shifting in the negative direction. And I thought, oh my gosh, a lot of my energy supplements, the ones that I've been taking, a lot of my adaptogenic herbs, I had put those away as if they were not a non-negotiable. So if you are feeling pretty depleted and you're needing a mega win on the energy front, the fastest way to give your mitochondria an energy boost, and most definitely should be included in your daily wellness routine, is supplementing. And this has just been another reminder for me. So nutrients and herbs that are going to change your energy state in like 7 to 10 days are going to be methylated B vitamins, vitamin C, along with adaptogenic herbs that'll change your state by working on not only the adrenals, but also the brain. That's really the driver of that lack of energy. And those are going to be ashwagandha, rhodiola, American ginseng, and licorice root. Now, these are my go-to most effective adaptogenic herbs to give you a massive energy boost without caffeine, because they are herbs that are working on that stress response system, the adrenals, and your mitochondria. And because I know that these are such game changers, I have all of these ingredients, including those adaptogenic herbs, in my Adrenal Love formula, which is my commitment to myself. I'm taking it every single day at breakfast with my green smoothie. So I am going to have a link to the Adrenal Love blend, because if you are struggling with energy and you need an instant win in the next 7 to 10 days, this is going to be what's going to do it for you. Now, other nutrients and cofactors that I love that can really move the needle when you're feeling tired and drained are alpha lipoic acid, CoQ10, acetyl L-carnitine, magnesium glycinate, red Panax ginseng, and L-theanine. These are also big players as well. Now, the goal with this list and with supplementation, with that self-care, is to be consistent. And I cannot emphasize this enough. I aim to focus on supplementation, self-care, and lifestyle changes for 30 days. And honestly, if you want to continue to feel good, right? You want to get closer to that 10 on the energy assessment score, adopt your new healthy changes as a way of life, because your health is really defined by the many choices you make every single day. There's no magic bullet, and the journey never stops. And I'm always reminded of this. I also want to be clear that self-care doesn't have to be elaborate or time-consuming. Self-care is anything that makes you feel better, because self-care is always about you. Well, thank you so much for listening in on the Essentially You podcast today. This show, as always, is about providing tools to rock your hormones and help you feel amazing and energized in your body. If there's someone that needs to hear these 10 tips today, I know there are people in my life that need this. I'm going to be shooting this over to people myself. Just take a screenshot, share it on over to them, share the link, whatever's easy for them. That way they can listen and get these awesome tips. And if you do share it on social, hashtag hormone CEO. That way we continue to spread the word about hormone literacy. And until the next episode, have an amazing day.